You can tessellate the plane with a shape by performing transformations. So you see here that with this shape that I have here, that I can continue to tessellate the plane with that shape. But you know, it's nice to be able to kind of use our language of transformations to be able to see how we got from one to another. So I can take, say, shape A and translate it to make shape E by translating it to the right. Or I can take shape A and translate it down to make shape B. Uh, or I can translate it twice. I can translate it down and to the right to go from A to F. Okay, so that would be how to do it with translations. I can also perform a reflection here. Say if I take shape A again, and say if I want to reflect that, I can reflect that to make shape C. So let me just draw in my line of reflection here. And now I'll take that shape and I'll reflect it. So here on my screen, it talks about flipping it, which is pretty much the same thing. So I just reflected that around that line uh, to perform a transformation to get from shape A to shape C. Okay, I could then take that shape and whoops, and translate it down to make shape D. So that's I can perform a series of transformations to make my tessellation as well. Okay, and a lot of the times that's what you have to do. Okay, you can't just do it with translations or just reflections. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Um, Let me just clear some of this off here. The other thing you can do is a rotation. So if I take again, I'll start with shape A and I rotate that, and I'm rotating that. I'll put in my point of rotation here around this point here. Okay, so you'll see that there, uh, and I can perform a rotation like this, 180 degrees, right around that point, and get shape B. And again, once I'm there, I can translate that over. So I can do a series of different transformations to tessellate. Okay. Another example I'll show you here. Um, Again, I can take my shape here and translate it along along my thing here. Let me just see if I can clone this, make my life a little easier. So I can go from there, translate it again. Uh, I can translate it down and to the right to make these shapes, and then translate it and translate it like that. So I can use translations. Um, I can also use a couple of different rotations here. So let me show you how that works. So say if I have my shape here, and let me just make sure that's where I want it. Whoops. All right. So I can take that shape then and rotate it to get that shape that's down there. And then again, I can take that shape and translate it, right, to make these other shapes. Um, so I'd recommend really when you're doing these, you know, get your, you know, get out any of your tools, you know, tracing paper, anything like that, your protractors, anything that you need to perform these transformations. It's a good way to kind of get familiar with them again, um, and to see how you can actually tessellate the plane. So here, I'm actually going to rotate around that point right here. So I do that, and I get down pretty much there. That's just a little quirk in it, but you can see there that I can take that shape then and translate it where I need it. Okay, so translations, rotations, reflections, and try to use those transformations to tessellate a plane. Best of luck, and thanks for listening.